Good morning, Canada, and welcome to An Hour with Alli. Today's segment is about women in advertising. I've been looking forward to this one all week. We will have 3 guest speakers on the show with us today, along with some fun video commercials to take place on our breaks. Everything in the show will relate to each other, so let's get started. We are going to discuss the very educated Jhally's point of view. He is a professor of communications at the University of Massachusetts and founder and executive director of the Mass Education Foundation. He is one of the world's leading scholars examining the role played by advertising and popular culture in the processes of social control and identity construction. Unfortunately, he will not be joining us today, but he does send his regards to the show. In Jhally's article, Advertising, Gender, and Sex, What's Wrong with a Little Objectification, he touches on the objectification of women in advertising. Jhally references Irving Goffman's book, Gender Advertisements, and shows us that in advertising, the best way to fully understand the female-male relation is to compare it to parent-child relation, where males are parents and females are the children, because in advertising it is evident that females are treated as children on more than one occasion. Goffman's examination of the portrayal of hands in advertising is where he finds supportive evidence that the women's hands usually are shown caressing and barely touching an object as though they are not in full control of it, while men's hands are shown fully grasping the object, showing that they have full control over it. The argument Jhally has made depends wholly on the understanding of the context of social phenomenon. While there is nothing wrong with a little objectification, there is a great deal wrong and dangerous with a lot of objectification that is when one is viewed as nothing other than an object. So that was Jhally's point of view, and he does send his regards to the show, like I said earlier. Now we are going to go to a commercial, and we are going to show the Molson Light commercial. Take a look at it.
How come it works when they smudge stuff on each other? But if we did it? Doesn't work. Most light. Enjoy your nature.
Gill. She's joining us here. She's the author of Empowerment/Sexism, Figuring Female Sexual Agency in Contemporary Advertising. Hi Rosalind, how are you today?
Alli, I'm
Thanks
good.
for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, and you can take the floor.
Thank you. Well, so today, like she said, I'm going to be talking about my article, and I'm going to start off by talking about the midriff. Thank you for having me. So, like Alli said, in my article, I talk about a lot of topics touching about how advertising works, and one of the subjects I talk about is how is the midriff identity. Basically what it is, it's that how women use their sexuality as an empowering tool to sell what they're selling, and advertising companies will take that and use that empowerment tool as a way to get us to buy their products. And so my friend Richard Paulet, the professor of at British Columbia University, he also touches that subject. He talks about how women's sexuality is being used in our society today, and how he did a lot of research on the social and cultural background of like our society, the way it's going to use attractive men and women to get us to buy their products, like I said. And yeah, like in the ad that you just saw, basically what they're trying to do is like they have 2 guys and 2 girls, and they're trying to get us to buy that beer, because if we drink that beer, what we're gonna get is 2 girls massaging each other and, you know, going on in a sexual adventure together. And so we buy that beer, that's where we get sexual satisfaction. That's it.
And our next speaker on the show today will be Toby. He's here today representing Helen Irving. Helen Irving wrote Little Elves and Mind Control, Advertising and Its Critics. So here's Toby. Hi Toby, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Have a seat. And you have the floor.
Women are considered a sex object depending on the posture, the facial expression, their makeup, their skin color, and everything. So all these factors, you can tell that women are being used as a sex object. So like in the Little Elves and Mind Control, which Irving wrote, we discovered that the creation of false and true needs are being kind of manipulative and the emerging power of advertisements, and we can tell that these are the different techniques advertisers use today to attract we audience, we consumers, to buy products.
We're going to take a quick break and see the Miller Lite beer commercial that he will be discussing next. See you soon.
Doesn't Miller Lite taste great?
Yeah, but I drink it because it's less filling.
Great taste.
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 Oh man, now that would make a great commercial. Who wouldn't want to watch that? Yeah.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
I got an idea for the ending.
Let's make out.
Welcome back. Now we have a commentary on the commercial. Back to you, Toby.
So in the beer ad, you discover that you see two beautiful females, fighting together for this product to beer, and like they say, it's tasty, it's bitter, it's not nice, that they keep fighting. So these kind of things advertisers have learned over the past years, which draws our attention. So they keep fighting, and this draws the attention of the people out there.
Okay, thanks for joining the show, Toby. Now we're going to take another commercial break, and then we'll be back after.
Imagine me and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you. For all my
Next, we're going to be joined by Douglas Kellner via phone interview. He and John Arms wrote Toward a Critical Theory of Advertising. Hi Douglas, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great, well if you can take the floor, everybody's listening here.
Hey, thank you, Alli. I'm going to be talking about my article, and it's basically how the ads create pattern systems of meaning using visual codes, semiotics that cause consumers to associate with the products and with certain pleasures. Okay, this is usually constructed through the lens of gender. For example, ads targeted at men emphasize ruggedness, fertility, and those aimed at women emphasize beauty, romance, and family. This commodity fetishism means we invest socially desirable in consumer goods. So these are basically the things that we men, the masculine and feminine, they look at in our ads. That's basically what the article is going to be talking about.
Okay, well, you've heard it from Douglas Kellner himself, so that's wrapping up all of our guests. We had 2 guests on the show and 1 guest speaker via phone interview. So thank you so much for joining us. That's all the time we have today. Last, we are going to be showing a Guinness commercial that will leave some food for thought. And have a great day and see you tomorrow.
Okay.
See you soon.